Hey yo, welcome to Time In with your host, Ricardo Longus. With me is the fierce Tommy Crenshaw. How you doing, Tommy?
Yeah, doing well, Ricardo. What's going on with you?
I'm just living life, loving life, I went to this new restaurant some people tell me about, they serve buffalo steak. And you know me, I'm all about the exotic stuff. I like the weird stuff, and hey, I'm telling you, they had a buffalo steak and they also had horse steak. And I had me one of each. And they had a very lovely au jus that went with it, and a nice couple cream sauces. Had a nice okra dishes that go along with it too. It was absolutely delicious. Hey, horse meat is delicious. I'm telling you, especially this place they use a nice butter sauce that they use in there to help add to the flavor. I'm telling you, you gotta try it out.
No, yeah, no, it sounds good. I think the most exotic thing I've ever eaten were hamster nuggets. It was at
Well, you down in Peru? I think they served. I remember getting some of those like down in Peru or
yeah,
some
no, that's
Argentina or something like that.
yeah, well, it was close enough. It was in Quito, so which is in the Ecuadors, and
Okay.
yeah, so they're different places. The people are different, but there's some similarities. They share stuff. They got those, the women wear those hats. They look like they're from like a 1920s gangster film, but they don't quite fit their heads. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's, they all like, I think they're fascinated with gangster movies. And, some hat factory was giving away all the hats that couldn't fit on people's heads. So they do that and they throw that. I don't say that. I say that as a compliment. I'm not, there's some great people down there making some great food, playing some great sports and stuff like that. And, we're all about.
You know who also is, I hate to cut you off, but you know who also, is quite gangster and is down with the gangster stuff is our good buddy, Anthony North. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey Ricardo, doing great, doing great. Not a horse meat connoisseur per se. I do enjoy perhaps a fine turtle biscuit every now and then.
Come on now. You're trying to trigger me now. Come on, Anthony.
I'm sorry, Tommy. I enjoy it. I mean, it's a delicacy where I'm from.
Well, you know where to find some. If you want to come over to my place, that's what I should start doing. Is just open up a market for these damn things. And people start eating. They say people are not eating turtle soup as much as they used to, but I'm telling you, good turtle soup is good.
Hey, I mean, all I'm saying, yo, why don't you just wrangle them up and then you sell them to like the little kids, little kids, they bring you $5, it'd be a good thing. And, then the parents can, buy the toy little, aquarium. And then, the kids get to, they get, pet, they get to learn, responsibility, taking care of the turtles and stuff like that, and that kind of brings me, to kind of our topic of the day, I mean, I personally, I hadn't seen a turtle at a sporting event, but, here recently there's been some animals and insects appearing, at games, you had that cat at the Yankee Orioles game. You had that praying mantis at the Nationals Phillies game. It's kind of weird, when animals show up at games. What are y'all's thoughts? What do y'all think about when the animals show up at the games?
Well, I think it's about time we start recognizing animals as part of the sport. You look at all these teams. How much money have they made off animals? You got the Bears. You've got the Eagles. I mean, come on. So to be able to exploit, a part of the ecosystem, for your own personal gain without recognizing them as part of your sport is just hypocritical. Everyone's up in arms sometimes, how they treated the cat or, maybe they exterminated some bees. I mean, these are living animals. I mean, what if we exterminated bad teams from baseball? I think that is where we need to be going. I'm tired of seeing the Miami Marlins walking on the field, intentionally losing game after game. Same with the Diamondbacks. So let's bring more. I think every night during the seventh inning, some of these games are out of hand. We need to see insects attacking the winning team and bring back the underdog.
No, I think what you're trying to say here, Anthony, is something that a lot of us think, is that some of these animals, maybe not all of them, that appear in at stadiums, are used for cheating.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's part of the team name. That's why you've got to get. That's why the Cleveland Indians had to get rid of it. I mean, they were running tribal members out in the sixth, seventh inning. It wasn't on television. These were some of the games that are not broadcast. But I've been watching. I've been watching what's going on. The Washington Wizards. In basketball. That's why so many players go to the Wizards and then disappear. Think about all the careers that had, ended there.
Yeah. No, I think there's something to it. You name your team something, you got to live with whatever jinxes and curses and superstitions and stuff like that happen that come with it. I mean, the thing is the Cleveland Indians. I get that kind of thing, and the Devil Rays. They were worried when they changed the name. I'm sorry if people think that's dead name, and I'm coming around to understand the true name of the use of the term dead name. And sports thing, I've realized it's a different animal. It's a different game.
You got to treat it like Prince did when he was, the artist formerly known as Prince. It's the team formerly known as the Devil Rays, is the Rays, and the team formerly known as so and so and such and such.
Right.
It's just a team formerly known as now.
Right. So so anyway, getting back to the whole issue here, what happened recently. There was a cat that was in the Yankee Stadium, and here's the thing that gets me. Is that Yankee Stadium? Okay, this is the new Yankee Stadium, right? And it's big, it's glorious. You ever been there? It's a fantastic place. Get yourself. You don't have a lot of money. Get a pinstripe pass. You get in there for like a handful of bucks. You get yourself a beer included with the price, and you got a good view of the field. And it's great. You're chatting it up with all the locals there, the Bronx locals. But they have a crack team of security. You cannot come in there with a sign that has the Yankees misspelled. They're going to throw you out. They're picky about every little detail is the point. So a cat getting in seems a bit ridiculous. It sounds like an inside job. Sounds like somebody got the cat in there. Now, the Yankees blew that game. I mean, horrible. So I don't know if it was Yankees or maybe it was somebody from the Orioles, or they're doing a dry run, because a cat can carry a lot of stuff. They got drug runners that shove, balloons in people's throats and animals and put them on planes. So we had all these animals on planes lately acting crazy, and they had to kick them all off. It was going on before the COVID stuff, and so they could be shoving these balloons into the butthole of a cat. I don't know the anatomy of a cat's butthole, but it might be stretchy. It might be kind of, you could probably pry it with a couple of toothbrushes or something, some household items. Still, I wouldn't use my fingers. Cats, you don't know what their activities are. So you put the balloon in there and you make it go. And the balloon may not obviously have drugs in this case, but it might have some kind of like a spider tack or stickum or some type of pine tar or other cheating substances. Or the cats themselves might have like one of them we talked about before, one of them Cuban things where they messing with the equilibriums of people. I mean, it's in the outfield. If you mess with the equilibrium of a player, you ruin the game. And I don't want to be repeating myself with this stuff. It's just that these animals are up to something. But the mantis on the top of the center field, was it center fielder? Who was it? The Nationals and the.
You're talking about Victor Robles.
Robles, yeah, that guy, the mantis, and they always mantises keep appearing. They keep appearing at stadiums, like it's the what do they call it? The Magi, the Catholics seeing the Virgin Mary thing. It's like, but these are like where they just keep appearing, and like, is this like? I mean, alien stuff going on. Like, what's?
Tommy. What I think is going on. You have all these. You got insects. You got all these insects showing up. A praying mantis is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful creature. If you look at it, it's just a beautiful creature. And I think it adds beauty to the game when the mantis grace the field with their presence. But there is a thing in the world where you know, people believe that some birds and stuff are robots and stuff like that, and the thing like robot thingies. You know, personally, I believe technology has gone good in such a way that things are tinier, and now they're tinier. You got this tiny little cheaty robot thingies that are now bug sized.
You're talking about these the conspiracy stuff. Did these guys they got the birds and stuff with like robots, and now these insects are. Listen, I'm not trying to discount what you're doing.
No. What I'm saying, Tommy, is that technology has come to such a point where it could do that. It's like you were saying with the spider attack and the pine tar and stuff like that. Old Robles, he could have, if he was a pitcher, that guy could have, the man who could put a little spider attack on his fingers,
That I agree with. That I agree with. I'm not saying the robots. I'm saying the robots.
But I am saying, it's a robot that was sitting in there, it secretes. It's not like it's carrying it. It's a robot made specifically brought in to do it.
Right.
Plus, it has cameras. It has cameras in his eyes, and it records this. And that's what all these insects are doing.
But you know how much money that would cost. I mean,
how much money MLB makes? They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money, Tommy.
How much do you think a mantis handler or mantis like the Caesar Cardellini guy that trains the dogs and the owners and stuff like that? Like, there's got to be like a mantis version of that. We just don't hear about it because no one's gonna watch a TV show about a mantis handler, but they exist out there. So like, so how much money one of those guys makes? He could coat one of them with spider attack or something like that, or coat the hat with it. And if you got a pitcher wearing got a mantis on his hat, he has an excuse to touch his hat, right, and touch the substance, the banned stuff. Exactly. Or if he goes to grab it off his hat and it's covered in the substance, you're going to have guys, you're going to have the MLB out there testing every insect that happens to come on a hat or a shirt or a shoe. I mean, you put your insects, what if a pitcher comes out of the bullpen and he's like covered in like, I don't know, like mollusks or something, like some kind of, which doesn't make sense. I mean, he had to be underwater for quite a long time or something like that, be covered like in barnacles. But like, what you say he did? I mean, you just said, man, this ballparks are terrible, and he's touching it all, and I mean, yeah.
But I mean, I'm telling you, it's a way of like tiny drone cheating. It's kind of like that Joba Chamberlain, that the game I think was the 2007 ALDS or whatever, where he got he just got all covered with the midgets, the little midget fly thing. And the midgets were all up in his face. How you gonna pitch? Like he like beamed the guy, almost beamed some other people. He was throwing low, throwing high. It's all that all those little tiny things, they all up in your eyes. I'm telling you, they're all of them were little tiny drones. They were all little tiny drones, just all up in the face.
I don't think, in all fairness, folks, I think he used the wrong word because he's not used to the updated lexicon. They're called something else now. So the flying bugs that are from lake-oriented regions. But no, I see your point. I just think that's way too expensive. I think the MLB makes a lot of money, but they're cheap. And I think it's easier for like players just to go in there and coat the bugs with substances and coat their hats and shirts and their shoes and their whatever, their necks with it. And next thing you know, you have check the fingers, man. They get those like prison grooves or brands on your fingers to get a better grip of the ball. Like, what if they're going to start doing that kind of stuff? But the insects, I think, is a safer bet. Anthony, you got to take on this.
Yeah. One thing I've seen a lot of is comeback of banana slugs. A lot of teams have started investing in banana slugs, because I think stickiness is important. And we've got to get back to, we're going to talk about spin rates. We're going to talk about a lot of things, that have been suffering. And one way to overcome that is bring the insects to the game. They cannot be a foreign substance. They are part of the field. But you might notice a few teams have started banana slug colonies behind the pitcher's mound. And these are microscopic slugs. They've been created by these teams to give them an unfair advantage. And I know about it, and a lot of people have seen it and heard about it. But we're it's yet to be investigated.
But
you know,
you know what? You know what animal eats banana slugs? Do you know what animal eats banana slugs? Cats. Cats eat everything except for their own droppings. Dogs will do that one, right? But here's the thing. What if the cats are brought in by the other team? What if part of the game is? They always say it's the game within the game, right? So the game within the game is that one team brings in some cheating animal, and the other team's got to bring in a cheating animal that eats the other cheating animal. And then the other team realizes, okay, they're onto our game. So then they got to bring in an animal that eats that animal. Next thing you know, you're gonna have like apex predators. You'll make yourself a cat. What eats a cat? You could say a coyote eat a cat. So you can bring coyotes. What eats a coyote? A wolf. What eats a wolf? A bear. Like then you're gonna go, what eats a bear? An even bigger bear. You have all this it's gonna be there's gonna be a field full of lions, tigers, bears, zebras. No, zebras get eaten. What's another? Sharks. Sharks can't. A shark can't
survive out of the water, Tommy.
No, yeah.
Unless he had like not like an aquatic suit, but a land suit. Like a land suit with like legs made into a. Once again, going to the robotics.
What you could do.
It's all about the robotics. I'm telling you, Tommy.
You could take like an aquarium and put it like on a rascal, and then like have that have that rascal remote control driving around. The sharks could jump out. I mean, that's a bit absurd. That's a bit pushing it. But the point is that you'd have a lot of animal cacophony. Is that the word?
It sounds right. It sounds like a cacophony of animal butchery. It's basically what's going to go on. It's just going to be a whole slaughterhouse of animals. And I'm against that, Tommy.
But then I don't need
a slaughterhouse of animals.
Then you're gonna have woodsmen coming out hunting the things on the field, like jumping over. Like you're all of a sudden you have guys with coonskin caps buying tickets, and that's gonna be like the alert. These guys
and they're gonna have the big. Tommy, then you had the big game hunters, and big game hunters, they drop lots of cash to hunt the big game. And so, once again, MLB trying to bring in some money, they're going to be playing, I mean, personally, I'm against all of that. I'm against all of it. I'm not down for that. What about you, Anthony? What do you think?
Well, you've got certain demographics. I mean, big game hunting, that's probably 80-90% of their fans. I've been to some Braves games down in Atlanta, Georgia, and there's been hunting expos draw more fans than the Braves. So I think you've got to consider it. It might not be something that the national audience is ready for, but regional networks now really control baseball, and they're looking for an upper hand. And I think big game hunting in the South, you're talking, possibly millions of people showing up for that.
Yeah, not just the South. You go to the Midwest, all the way up to the Great Lakes regions and the Great Plains. I mean, you're talking about, Wisconsin and Minnesota. I mean, those people hunt like crazy animals, like the snow wolves and
that's
and super bears.
Especially there's been rumors of expansion in Alaska, and this is the perfect time to bring a team to Juneau.
Yeah, I'd go see them.
You heard it here first, folks. MLB will now include big game hunting to sell tickets.
And that's the end of the game. Thanks for listening to Time In. TTFN.